Yeah, good morning, everyone. Good morning to all the dignitaries and shareholders of Vinda Corporation Limited at this 35th annual general meeting. On behalf of Minda Corporation Limited, it is my proud privilege and pleasure to welcome you all at this 35th annual general meeting of the company. I hope you and your family members are keeping safe and are in good health. Your presence here shows your interest, involvement, and confidence in the company. In view of the outbreak of the COVID-19 pandemic, social distancing norms are to be followed. Therefore, we are conducting this AGM on virtual platform as per the regulatory guidelines. Now, I would like to introduce our dignitaries participating in the meeting. Uh, First of all, Mr. Ashok Minda, Chairman and Group CEO, who is participating from New Delhi. Mr. Avinash Prakash Gandhi, Director and Chairman for NR Committee, participating from New Delhi. Mr. Rakesh Chopra, Director and Chairman of the Audit Committee, he is participating from New Delhi. Mr. Ashok Kumar Jha, Director and Chairman of Stakeholder Committee, participating from New Delhi. Ms. Pratima Ram, Director and Chairperson of CSR Committee, she is participating from Bengaluru. And Mr. R. Lakshman, Executive Director and our Group CFO, participating from Mumbai. I would also like to introduce Mr. Shashank Agarwal, partner of Messrs. BSR and Co. LLP Chartered Accountants, our statutory auditors. Mr. Deves Vasist, partner of Sanjay Grover and Associate Company Secretaries in Practice. They are our secretarial auditors. And Mr. Ranjit Pandey, who is scrutinizer for this AGM. All of them have joined the meeting. As per the information received from NSDL representative, requisite quorum is present for the meeting. Thank you, sir. We wish to inform that for smooth conduct of this meeting, the connection of all the members would be on mute mode during the meeting. Those members who have pre-registered themselves will be allowed to speak at the appropriate time during the meeting. We have also received queries from the members which will be answered by our chairman, Mr. Ashok Minda, and Mr. R. Lakshman, our executive director and group CFO. Dear members, notice of this 35th annual general meeting and annual report for the year 2019-20 have been sent in electronic mode to the members whose email were registered with us, with the company and with the depository participant. The register of directors and KMP, the register of contracts or arrangements and other relevant documents have been made available electronically for inspection by the members and will also be available during the meeting. Dear members, in compliance with Section 108 of the Companies Act 2013, read with the relevant rules and as per the Regulation 44 of LODR Regulation 2015, remote e-voting facility was made available to the members from 26 September to 28 September 2020 to cast their votes on resolution provided in the AGM notice. Members participating in the AGM through this virtual platform may cast their vote through e-voting system being provided by NSDL during this AGM. Shareholders can opt for only one mode of voting, that is remote e-voting or e-voting at the AGM through NSDL platform. In case of voting by both the modes, voting done by the member through remote e-voting will be considered valid and final, and e-voting at AGM through NSDL platform will not be considered in that case. The e-voting window is now open and shall continue to be active for 15 minutes after conclusion of this meeting. The members are requested to exercise their votes by using e-voting facility provided by NSDL. Now, I request our chairman, Mr. Ashok Minda, to kindly address the shareholders. Over to you, Ashok ji.
Thank you, Pradeep. Good morning, dear ladies and gentlemen. I hope that each one of you and your family member are safe. On behalf of the Board of Directors, it is my privilege to welcome you to the 35th Annual General Meeting of your company, which is happening on a virtual platform. I thank you for your kind presence, which reflect the confidence you continue to repose on us, and this motivates us to continue the journey of creating value for all the stakeholders. The notice for the AGM and annual report for the year 2019-20 has already been circulated to you. With your permission, I shall take it as read. The sluggishness which we saw in the second half of financial year 2019 in Indian economy and automobile sector was thought by most of the economists as a temporary phenomenon. However, that was not the case. The challenges faced by the industry in financial year 2020, such as overall economic slowdown, liquidity crisis, poor consumer sentiments, and finally the COVID-19 pandemic dented any hopes, and eventually the automobile industry fell by 14.7%. Despite operating in such an environment where the pace of change is increasing, our focus remains in keeping things simple, which is making the organization more nimble, agile, and doing right capital allocation for creating value for all the stakeholders. Amidst all the challenges, Minda Corporation reported revenue of rupees 28,131 million, a decline of 9% on year basis. During the year, the EBITDA margin was 8.9%. An exceptional loss of rupees 2,933 million saw the company posting a net loss of 1,998 million for the financial year 2020. After extensive deliberation and consideration on current and future cash flow requirement of Minda KTS in Germany, clubbed with COVID-19 pandemic impact, the board of directors decided not to undertake further financial exposure in Minda KTSN and advised that the capital be allocated for growth profitable business opportunity. Thereafter, Minda KTSN has filed for insolvency in Germany. We expect a positive outcome for all our stakeholders in the long run. We are focusing on channelizing our precious capital towards tremendous business opportunity of profitable growth with the view of enhancing EBITDA margin and ROCE. Further, the company's focus on reducing working capital and tightening capital expenditure has resulted in strong balance sheet and net debt to equity position improving to 0.06 in 2020 from 0.26 in financial year 2019. Dear shareholders, during the year, the interim dividend of 17.5% was paid to the shareholders. The focus of the management and board of directors are on sustainability, growth, and governance so that right capital allocation is done to generate consistent performance which has high ROC and free cash flow. COVID-19 pandemic is helping us to learn and strengthening our business model by focusing on cost and capex spend as well as keeping basic hygiene in operations. During this challenging time, we have further strengthened our framework for risk mitigation, maintaining high level of governance and transparency, which we hope will help us in delivering consistent superior performance. I would also like to briefly mention about our CSR initiatives. It is something which is close to my heart, and I am proud of the work that the team are doing to empower the communities and support people with disabilities. During the financial year, we continued with our multiple program around education and livelihood promotions, empowerment of person with disability, healthcare, community infrastructure, and environment. It is heartening to note these efforts are being recognized at various states and national levels. We are honored with the National CSR Award 1920 as well as the Best Corporate Foundation Award by the CSR Times. Minda Corporation is future ready and well positioned to address the technological shift due to change in customer requirements, new trends, and government regulations. We are focusing on being a system solution provider to our esteemed customers. We are investing in new technologies such as lightweighting, electronics, and EV related products. Our presence in chosen products and customer segment will help us in sustainable profitable growth. Minda Corporation remain committed to its customer to provide best in class leading quality of products through innovation. The year ahead continue to be uncertain, but we think the worst is behind us. I can assure you that Minda Corporation, with its unique value proposition, research and development driven products, support from customer, and a strong balance sheet, is well placed to navigate through these difficult times. As we all know, our greatest assets are our employees across the group, and I would like to place on record my sincere appreciation to their dedicated efforts and contribution throughout the year, even during this difficult period. As we continue to confidently face the challenges in this year and beyond, we remain committed and sincere in our efforts in creating and delivering value for all our stakeholders. Thank you. Thank you very much. Now, I would request Mr. Lakshman to share significant business updates and company's performance for the benefit of the existing as well as prospective shareholders. Over to you, Lakshman.
Thank you, Mr. Minda, and good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this shareholder meeting. I'll be sharing my screen, so just allow me a minute. Yes, I'm assuming you're able to see my screen, which is the front cover, which says Minda Corporation 31st Annual General Meeting on virtual platform. I'm moving to slide number 2. This is the table of contents we'll be covering today. We'll be quickly covering Minda Corporation at a glance. We'll cover the significant events in FY 2020, technological readiness, industry financials, and our key focus areas. To give a quick recap, we are one of the leading automotive component companies with global footprint. We are diversified across product portfolio, customers, manufacturing locations, and advanced R&D. The revenue in financial year 2020 was 2,813 crores, spread across the following business verticals, which is mechatronics, information and connected systems, plastic interiors, and aftermarket. Very proud to have customers which have been with us, who have been with us for decades, and it's a spectrum across the various business segments and product segments within India and overseas. We have 30 manufacturing facilities strategically located And we have advanced R&D center in Pune in electronics and mechatronics. Of course, we also have multiple specialized R&D center across India. If you look to my right side of the slide, the revenue breakdown by geography, we have about 84% of our business, which is coming from India, about 9% is coming from Europe and North America, and about 6% from Southeast Asia. By end market, 53% of our business comes from 2 and 3 wheelers. Commercial vehicles contribute to about 23%. And aftermarket contributes to 13%. Passenger vehicles contributes to a little under 10%. If you look at business verticals, we are largely now split between mechatronics, which includes aftermarket, and information and connected systems. Governance structure and risk mitigation framework, this is something which we have been working hard towards. If you look at the pyramid, we have a board of directors on the top, then we have an executive committee that is involved in the day-to-day operations as well as the decision making. We also have a supervisory board, and there are business divisions. So it's a 4-tier governance structure. We have various committees to strengthen our So we have various committees to strengthen the risk mitigation framework. We have a risk management committee of the board. We have an apex committee which takes decisions on the business. We have incorporation of independent individuals to track new projects. Just to mention that Minda Corporation has been recipient of the Special Commendation Award in the Golden Peacock Award for Excellence in Corporate Governance in 2018. We continue to hold that very dear to us. Moving to significant events for 2020, as the chairman, Mr. Minda, mentioned, we have been focusing on the right allocation of capital. We have invested in greenfield and brownfield expansion, especially in wiring harness, where we moved from BS4 to BS6, and in die casting. We had also decided not to financially support Minda KTSN, more towards the action of the right allocation of capital. We have consistently worked towards increasing our content per vehicle by becoming a technology-led system supplier. One of the illustrations is the developing of the safety security system, where we have put together a keyless entry systems, which consists of electronic steering column lock, key fob, smart electronic control unit, seat and glove box actuator, die casting parts, etc. And this was endorsed when we won the order for Bajaj Chetak e-scooter from one of the largest OEMs in India. We also developed complete modular ITS, which is Intelligent Transport System, hardware and software, for BS6 fully built buses. We have been expanding our capability in the electronics and technology field for further enhancing our strength with our customers. We have created a center of excellence. It's a joint initiative with ANSYS. It's a US multinational, which is the global leader in virtual testing and simulation. We have established, demonstrated our technology in the smart rotavator for tractors to bring innovation and precision farming. We've been front runners in EV, in power electronics, including DC-DC converters and battery chargers. We have signed a technical assistant agreement with INFAC of Korea for developing vehicle antenna systems. We have also in the process significantly strengthened our balance sheet, where our net debt to equity has improved to 0.06 in FY20 as against 0.26 in FY19. We have generated free cash flow in FY20 of 304 crores. Apart from that, of course, we have special mention in terms of winning the National CSR Award for the year 20 from the Honorable Minister of Finance of India, as well as His Excellency the President. This was for outstanding corporate social responsibility initiatives that we took. Would like to reiterate a section on our technological readiness, in the sense that as an illustration, if we would like to take an example in each of the verticals we are talking about. For example, in mechatronics, we've always been talking about from mechanical keys to the keyless entry system. Just to give an illustration, what this effectively means is a LF-RF, which is a low frequency and radio frequency based smart key, which effectively helps us design, develop, and deliver this whole set of sub products as a integrated thing to the OEMs. It includes smart control units, it includes actuators, it includes electronic steering column lock, key fob, as well as access knob. So we offer the full system of solutions to OEMs and is packed with basic body control module functionality. We are at the forefront of filing IPs. 21 IPs have been filed. 40% of the in-house IPs are implemented, and we are working with 7 OEMs, including 3 international OEMs in these technologies and absorption of these technologies in the products. We are working towards cost competitiveness and increasing our penetration level. Similarly, in wiring harness business, the regulatory push has definitely helped us increase our content per vehicle. We have moved from BS4 to BS6. In the segment of buses, the content increase from BS4 to BS6 in each of these is some cases 1.2 times. In two-wheelers, the BS4 to BS6 change has increased our content per vehicle in electronic fuel injection by 2.2 times. This is giving us a tremendous boost as a one-time quantum jump in our content per vehicle in this particular segment in India. The impact of this will be fully felt as the quarters go by, where OEMs fully ramp up their manufacturing systems. So we are a full system supplier in wiring harness with complete in-house engineering capability, fully prepared with solutions for upcoming the TREM 4 in tractors, and we have made pretty strong inroads in our electric vehicle wiring harness. Again, in instrumentation cluster, we have made a lot of moves from the typical clusters that you see to TFT clusters. We have made good progress in sensors. We have a comprehensive solution in the digital instrumentation cluster as well as TFT-based instrumentation cluster, which is thin film transistors. We have connected clusters, and we have been able to provide affordable sensors for BS6 changeover. Digital clusters made affordable, key point is by local engineering and strong manufacturing capabilities. We have sustained partnerships of close to 2 decades, augmented by local embedded software development teams, largely operating from our R&D center. Interior plastics, we have gained expertise in plastic technology. We have made inroads with the largest car producer, SUV producer, and engine manufacturer in India. So we supply to OEMs as well as to Tier 1. We have focused on a new plant in Gujarat, which is to following the footsteps of the OEM, and we will continue to develop this technology by associating ourselves with design and development houses in India as well as overseas. Our product portfolio is pretty wide in this segment, and we continue to remain engaged with OEMs in India to deliver this whole host of products to their vehicles. And we are meeting with reasonable success in each of these segments. Would like to share with you members on the electronic engineering capability in Pune. We have significantly enhanced this since it was started 4 years ago. Today we have more than 225 engineers. There are 2 PhDs. More than 30% of the workforce are having a master's degree and an average of 9 years of experience. We have state-of-the-art EMC labs and HIL and SIL labs. We have about 28 patents that have been signed. So, in short, our R&D center in Pune is one of the strong embedded design houses with specific competencies in hardware and software. We have expertise in latest technologies, power electronics, telematics, and digital electronics. Would like to share a slide with you on the work we have done on EV components as well as telematics and on the intelligent transportation system. We have designed, development, and demonstrated products such as DC-DC converters, battery chargers, and telematics. We have successfully working with OEMs on the ITS installation in buses, and we are working with a technical arrangement with our partner in Korea for antenna systems. In summary, we are equipped to provide end-to-end solutions. We are a front runner in EV power electronics and telematics. We are ready with legacy upgrades such as keyless entries, and we are also working on new technologies like electronics to increase content per vehicle. I'd like to quickly cover from slide 17 our industry where we are today, as well as our financials for the year that went by. If you notice, the industry in FY20 degrew by 14%, 14.7%, which has been quite a fall. However, the passenger vehicle, passenger vehicle segment fell by about 14%. The two-wheelers fell by about 14%, and the biggest, one of the largest falls was commercial vehicles, which fell by 32%. The trend continued for the worse in Q1, where the industry itself fell by 78% and the commercial vehicle fell by 87%, hitting our business as well in a significant manner. We believe, and as the chairman mentioned, that the worst is over as far as Q1 is concerned, and we are seeing green shoots in Q2, and it will get translated to actions in Q3 and Q4. Going to our revenue numbers in the full year, I will quickly touch upon the financials. In the full year, our operating revenue for FY20 was 2,813 crores, and we posted an EBITDA of 250 crores. EBITDA margin was 8.9%, and our profit before exceptional items was 138 crores. Of course, we had an exceptional loss in terms of our European business, and therefore, after providing for those losses and writing off the investments, we had to report a negative PAT of 199 crores. That's the quick summary of our P&L. Coming to our balance sheet, on 31st March 2020, we had a net worth of 974 crores and a debt of 500 and gross debt of 532 crores and a net debt of only 60 crores. Our net debt to net worth was 0.06, which was a significant change over the last year, and our ROC was 15.4%. Through entire challenges of FY20, as well as our write-off of investments, etc., both rating agencies reaffirmed their ratings in the month of June 2020. So India ratings have rated us a AA minus and stable for our long-term borrowings, and CRISIL has rated us as A plus stable for our long-term borrowings. And these ratings remain reaffirmed. We have been working closely with three joint venture partners in India. One is Stoneridge, where we hold a joint venture company in India where we own 51% stake. This company is in information and connected systems, and it recorded a revenue of 381 crores for financial year 2020. The second company is called Minda Vast, which is a joint venture with Vehicle Access Systems of US. Your company owns 50% stake in this joint venture, and this company posted a revenue of 162 crores. Your company also has a joint venture with Furukawa Electric, where we reduced our stake to 25% a year and a half ago, and this company posted a revenue of 397 crore rupees. For us, coming to reiterate, our key focus areas remains the same. Our strengths, we are playing to our strengths, which is mechatronics, information and connected systems, and plastic interiors. Aftermarket business is scaling up for the products that we introduced in the last few years. And to summarize, we plan to enhance shareholder value by having a profitable growth better than industry consistently across all years. How do we do it? One, we grow organically, and we also have ambitions to grow inorganically. Under the organic platform, we intend to capitalize on the premiumization as well as regulatory changes in India, and intend to increase our content per vehicle year on year. Our exports has been increasing in double-digit annualized growth, and our aftermarket has significantly picked up, especially in the last few months. Apart from that, inorganically, we wish to grow in our adjacent segments, focus on technology and customer, and we continue to evaluate financially stable companies for us to partner with. We have enabling catalysts in the form of our R&D center, our people, our system, which our chairman explained in terms of the key account managers and our entire leadership team. Together, all this put together, we intend to increase revenue and market growth. We intend to focus on improving our EBITDA margins and ROC and optimize our working capital, thus creating value for our shareholders. That brings to an end the presentation from my side on the for the shareholder meeting. I'd just like to stop sharing.
Thank you, sir, for your elaborate presentation. Dear shareholder, now with the permission of the chairman, I will read the auditor's report. As issued by the statutory auditor, Messrs. BSR and Co. LLP, Chartered Accountants. Since the auditor's report is already circulated to the members of the company, I will read only two para of each of the reports on standalone and consolidated financial statements, and rest of the report shall be taken as read. To the members of Minda Corporation Limited, report on the audit of the standalone financial statements. Opinion: we have audited the standalone financial statement of Minda Corporation Limited, the company, which comprise the standalone balance sheet as at 31st March 2020 and the standalone statement of profit and loss account, including other comprehensive income, standalone statement of changes in equity, and standalone statement of cash flow for the year then ended, and notes to the standalone financial statements, including a summary of the significant accounting policies and other explanatory information, herein referred to as standalone financial statements. In our opinion, and to the best of our information, and according to the explanations given to us, the aforesaid standalone financial statements give the information required by the Companies Act 2013, act in the manner so required, and give a true and fair view in conformity with the accounting principles generally accepted in India of the state of affairs of the company as at 31st March 2020, and loss and other comprehensive income, changes in equity, and its cash flow for the year ended on that date. Now, emphasis on matter. We draw attention to the note 2.47 of the standalone financial statements, which described in detail that the scheme of amalgamation, the scheme of Minda Sai Limited, Minda Automotive Solutions Limited, Minda Management Services Limited, Minda Auto Electric Limited, and Minda Telematics and Electric Mobility Solutions Private Limited, formerly EI Lab India Private Limited, with the company was approved by National Company Law Tribunal, vide its order dated 19th July 2019. All the assets, liabilities, reserves, and surplus of the transferor companies were transferred to and vested in the company without any consideration. Consequently, for the previous year, the standalone financial statements were revised by the company to give effect to the said scheme of amalgamation, this being a common control business combination under Ind AS 103 business combination. Comparatives were represented for amalgamation with the effect from the beginning of the preceding period. Our opinion is not modified in respect of this matter. Now shareholders are requested to refer page number 174 for report on consolidated financial statements. To the members of Minda Corporation Limited, report on the audit of consolidated financial statements. Opinion: we have audited the consolidated financial statements of Minda Corporation Limited, hereinafter referred to as the holding company, and its subsidiaries, holding company and its subsidiaries together referred to as the group, its associates and its joint venture, which comprise the consolidated balance sheet as at 31st March 2020 and consolidated statement of profit and loss, including other comprehensive income, consolidated statement of changes in equity and consolidated statement of cash flow for the year then ended, and notes to the consolidated financial statements, including a summary of significant accounting policies and other explanatory information, hereinafter referred to as the consolidated financial statements. In our opinion, and to the best of our information, and according to the explanations given to us, and based on the consideration of reports of other auditors on separate financial statements of such subsidiaries, associates, joint ventures, and joint operations as were audited by the other auditors, the aforesaid consolidated financial statements give the information required by the Companies Act 2013 Act in the manner so required and give a true and fair view in conformity with the accounting principles generally accepted in India of the consolidated state of affairs of the group, its associate and joint venture as at 31st March 2020 of its consolidated loss and other comprehensive income, consolidated changes in equity and consolidated cash flow for the year then ended. Now emphasis on matters. We draw attention to note 2A2 and 2.46 of the consolidated financial statements, which describes that the going concern basis of preparing the financial statements has not been used for its wholly owned subsidiary Minda KTSN Plastic Solution GmbH and Co. KG Germany, including its step down subsidiaries, because the board of directors of the company subsequent to year end have decided to withdraw the financial support pursuant to which Minda KTSN Plastic Solutions GmbH and Co. KG Germany has filed for insolvency. We draw attention to note 2.49 to the consolidated financial statements, which describes in detail that the scheme of amalgamation of Minda Sai Limited, Minda Automotive Solution Limited, Minda Management Services Limited, Minda Auto Electric Limited, and Minda Telematics and Electric Mobility Solutions Private Limited, formerly EI Labs India Private Limited, with the company was approved by the National Company Law Tribunal vide its order dated 19 July 2019. All the assets, liabilities, reserves, and surplus of the transferor companies were transferred to and vested in the company without any consideration. Consequently, for the previous year, the consolidated financial statements were revised by the company to give effect to the said scheme of amalgamation. This being a common control business combination under Ind AS 103 business combination. Comparatives were represented for amalgamation and if, with effect from the beginning of the preceding period. Our opinion is not modified in respect of these matters. For BSR & Co. LLP Chartered Accountants, firm registration number 101248W7 W100022, Shashank Agarwal, partner, membership number 095109, UDIN 2009 5109, AAAAET 1659, place Gurugram, dated 15th July 2020. Dear shareholder, the notice of the 35th annual general meeting together with the annual report was emailed to the shareholders, having 5 agenda items which requires the approval of shareholders. Now, first I will take up ordinary resolution. They are first is adoption of financial statements, directors and auditors report for the financial year 2019-20, to confirm the payment of interim dividend of rupees 0.35 per equity share for the financial year 2019-20, reappointment of Mr. Ashok Minda, DIN 00054727 as a director who retires by rotation and being eligible offer himself for reappointment. Item number 4, ratification of remuneration of Chandra Vadva and Company Cost Accountants as cost auditors of the company for the year 2020-21. Special resolution is as follows. Adoption of restated article of association of the company, which is available on the website of the company and is also placed before the meeting. Now the board members has appointed Mr. Ranjit Pandey, practicing company secretary, as the scrutinizer to supervise the e-voting process and declaration of result. The result of e-voting will be declared and will be submitted to the stock exchanges and will be placed on our website of the company within prescribed timeline, that is on or before 1st October 2020. The company has received queries from the members and registration requests as speaker of the meeting. Most of the questions have already been answered by the chairman, sir, in his speech, and by our executive director and group CFO, Mr. R. Lakshman. Hope those queries are already answered during the presentation. Now, dear shareholder, now I request Lakshman sir to kindly respond to the balance queries. Over to you, Lakshman sir.
Thank you, Pradeep. I'll go by each question that has been presented to us. The first question was catch up of sales missed during COVID-19 in financial year 2021. So this pertains to the current financial year, which is 2021. And our belief is that the quarter one loss in terms of sales has been massive. And it will take a fair amount of time to catch up on this. We may or may not fully recover from the loss that one suffers in FY21. Our endeavor, however, will remain to do better than industry and catch up the lost sales in other ways, including enhanced focus on exports, aftermarket, as well as increasing our content per vehicle. The second question was bringing back the revenue and cash flow pre-COVID levels in all the channels. Partly this is answered in the first question. However, I'd like to answer upon that with respect to segment-wise performance, there has been the unlocking of the economy, as well as we have seen different levels of sales in the different segments of the vehicles. For example, two-wheelers and tractors have been doing much better, and that has helped us post better sales figures in these two segments. However, we've also been challenged by the commercial vehicle segment, which has been lagging, and you saw in our graph that it had gone down by 78%. The next question that came is things like virtual audit, work from home culture. Is there any more efficiency, and I quote, want to continue post the COVID-19 pandemic, unquote. We would like to emphasize that two things are absolutely primary for us as an organization. One, safety of employees, and two, customer expectations from us to deliver the right product at the right time. The management will continue to play a fine balance between these two such that neither of them are compromised. We did work from home for a large manner during the beginning of the pandemic. However, now our offices are open and our factories were opened, of course, much earlier, and we are continuing to work following social distancing as well as rotational attendance in our offices. The next question, I quote, sir, is there any reduction in percentage-wise expenses in all heads of expenditure during the period April to August compared to last year? Unquote. Yes, the company has taken various steps to drastically control costs, especially during the pandemic, and things that can be sustained over the next few quarters. So both at employee cost and at other expenses, we have reduced. Employee cost during the said period was lower by 43%, and other expenses in quarter 1 FY21 was lower by 50%. We expect some of this to be sustainable over the next few quarters so that we remain profitable. The next question from the shareholder member is, I quote, current average age of directors and employees, is there a cut in percentage of their remuneration and salaries of selected categories of employees in fiscal year 2020? In fiscal year 2020, there has not been a cut, though there was some stagnation or freeze. However, we did implement a temporary salary cut during the COVID period, and which has now been withdrawn. The average age of directors in your company is 67 years, and the average age of employees in your company is approximately 35 years. The next question, I quote, position of QCDD, quality, cost, development and delivery, parameters for enhanced customer satisfaction. I'd like to say, unquote, I'd like to say that the company has a procurement policy in place for purchase of goods and raw material. It has identified regional vendors for different components based on quality, cost, development, delivery, as well as services. And localization as a strategy is of very paramount significance for us in terms of better timely delivery as well as reduced costs, which then makes us more competitive in front of our OEMs. The next question came in terms of, quote, geographical expansion and product positioning, unquote. We have a fair amount of global exposure by way of our export business as well as by way of our partnerships with our joint venture companies, with whom we continue our engagement and we continue to have aspirations to grow in overseas markets. The next question I quote, is there any significant bad debts? What efforts made on the resolution of bad debts and strengthening the internal legal and collection process, unquote. The company does not have any significant bad debts in the past few years. Next question, quote, sir, this year can we expect sales to exceed to last year's levels, unquote. I would like to say that this question is similar to the first question that was asked in terms of will we go to pre-COVID levels. I'd like to reiterate that Q1 saw a major fall in sales. Q2, Q3 and Q4, we expect sales to come back to levels which could be nearly comparable to what would have happened in Q2, Q3 and Q4 of the previous year. However, on a full year basis, we'll have to still wait and watch in terms of where the industry is headed. That completes the question and answer sessions, and I hand this over to Pradeep, and for any further questions you may direct to the chairman. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your comprehensive response to the queries raised by the various shareholders. Now we will allow pre-registered speaker shareholder one by one to speak and give their inputs. Members may please note that as the company reserves the right to limit the number of members asking questions depending on the availability of the time, members are further requested to wrap up their queries in 1 or 2 minutes to save the time. Now, for the information of the dignitaries and shareholders, I would like to inform that we had received request for registration as a speaker shareholder from 7 members of the company, out of which, as per the information, out of which only 4 members are present in the meeting. Now, I request the moderator to kindly unmute Mr. Pradeep Sood.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Chairman, sir, thank you very much.
Okay. Just let me complete. Folio DPID is IN 30112715633348. Now, Pradeep ji, over to you.
भाई अजय खुराना जी के साथ आपका और पूरे बोर्ड ऑफ डायरेक्टर्स का तहे दिल से स्वागत करता हूं और शुक्रगुजार हूं आपका कि आपने मुझे बोलने के लिए समय दिया। चेयरमैन सर, इन पिछले 6 महीनों में हमने देखा कि कोविड-19 जैसी महामारी का प्रकोप भारत में बहुत रहा, लेकिन हमें इस बात की खुशी है, हम फख्र के साथ कह सकते हैं कि बीते सालों जिस तरह आप मेहनत लगन और ईमानदारी से काम करते आए हैं, आगे भी इसी तरह से काम करते रहेंगे और कंपनी को नई ऊंचाइयां देंगे। ये जो कठिन दौर चल रहा है, इसमें आप उतनी मेहनत, डेडिकेशन और डिवोशन से काम करेंगे और कंपनी के शेयर्स को नई ऊंचाइयां देंगे।
हम अपना पूरा प्रयास कर रहे हैं और करते रहेंगे।
हेलो, बाकी आगे आने वाला चेयरमैन सर, कैन यू हियर मी?
यस यस, आई कैन हियर
हाँ
यू।
हाँ, बाकी हम ये पूरी उम्मीद के साथ कह सकते हैं, चेयरमैन साहब, बीते सालों में आप इतनी मेहनत, लगन, ईमानदारी से काम किया है, कंपनी के लिए डिवोशन और डेडिकेशन दिया है, शेयर्स को नई ऊंचाइयां दी हैं, अच्छा रिटर्न दिया है, अच्छा डिविडेंड दिया है। ये कठिन दौर भी आप अच्छी मेहनत करेंगे और कंपनी को फिर से ट्रैक पर लाकर खड़ा कर देंगे, इस बात की हमें पूरी उम्मीद है। मैं अपने साथी भाई अजय खुराना जी के साथ आपको मुबारकबाद देता हूँ। और सबसे बड़ा है सर, हम ये वीडियो कॉन्फ्रेंस जो हम ये कर रहे हैं, हम हर साल कंटिन्यू रखें, इससे हमारा खर्चा बचता है और यही खर्चा कंपनी के अच्छे कामों के लिए काम आता है। मैं फिर से आपसे ये गुजारिश करता हूँ, ये रिक्वेस्ट करता हूँ कि आप इसी तरह मेहनत, लगन, ईमानदारी से काम करते रहिए, हमें अच्छा डिविडेंड दीजिए और हमें अच्छा रिटर्न दीजिए। बाकी हमारे शेयर डिपार्टमेंट में हमारे प्रदीप मान जी हैं और उनकी पूरी टीम बहुत ही बढ़िया तरीके से काम करते हैं। हमारी कभी भी कोई भी ग्रीवेंसेस हो, हम उनको मेल करते हैं तो हमारा मिनट से पहले उसका जवाब मिल जाता है। मैं पूरी टीम का, सेक्रेटरी डिपार्टमेंट का, प्रदीप मान जी का तहे दिल से स्वागत करता हूं और उनका शुक्रगुजार हूं कि हमारी हर ग्रीवेंसेस को बड़े सही तरीके से सॉल्व किया जाता है। मैं फिर से चेयरमैन सर आपका, अपने साथी भाई अजय खुराना जी का धन्यवाद करता हूं और आपसे उम्मीद करता हूं कि आगे आने वाले टाइम में भी इस कठिन दौर में आप हमारी कंपनी को ट्रैक पर लाकर खड़ा कर देंगे, शेयर्स को नई ऊंचाइयां देंगे और बहुत बढ़िया तरीके से कंपनी को सेट करेंगे। थैंक यू सर, थैंक यू वेरी मच।
मैं भी आपको आश्वासन देता हूं कि हमें बहुत कुछ काम करना है, इस मुश्किल के समय से निकल के आना है। हम अपना पूरा प्रयास कर रहे हैं हमारी टीम के साथ। डेफिनेटली जैसा आपने बोला, हम भी उसी तरीके से, किस तरीके से कंपनी को, शेयर होल्डर को आगे लेके जाए, हमारा भरसक प्रयास रहेगा। धन्यवाद।
Thank you, Pradeep ji. Thank you, sir. Sir, next shareholder is Mr. Manjeet Singh, DPID IN 30020610907641. Now over to you, Mr. Manjeet.
जी सर, आवाज आ रही है मेरी जी आपको?
हाँ जी, आवाज आ रही है आपकी।
अच्छा जी। चेयरमैन, डायरेक्टर, प्लांट एम्प्लॉइज, सेक्रेटरियल डिपार्टमेंट और शेयर होल्डर रजिस्ट्रार सबका मैं स्वागत करता हूं और भगवान के आगे प्रार्थना करता हूं कि ये जो महामारी फैल रही है कोविड की, इससे हमारा सबका बचाव रहे और हम सब स्वस्थ रहें। ये मेरी कामना है भगवान के आगे कि ये रहे। और मेरा सर आपसे ये कहना है कि पिछले साल के आपने रिजल्ट बताए ही हैं, उसके मुकाबले अब ये साल और मुश्किल आगे खड़ा हो गया है, तो इसके बारे में आप थोड़ा बताएं। और क्वार्टर 1 में जो लॉकडाउन रहा है वो आपने बताया ही है, उसकी रिकवरी आगे आएगी आने वाले 3 क्वार्टर में, जिसका सेकंड क्वार्टर का रिजल्ट करीब करीब आने वाला है। और मेरा आपसे कहना है कि इस कोविड के दौरान भी इंडिया के अंदर जो है फॉरेन इन्वेस्टमेंट आती रही है। तो जैसे हमने ये वीडियो बनाई है, इस वीडियो को हम NSE और BSE की साइट पर डालें ताकि लोगों को पता चल सके कि हमारी कंपनी कितनी ट्रांसपेरेंसी रखती है और इसमें कुछ इन्वेस्टमेंट बढ़े। और मेरा आपसे ये कहना है कि आप अगर आप कोई राइट इशू लाना चाहते हैं तो उसका भी हम स्वागत करेंगे ऐसे टाइम में, क्योंकि कंपनी को ये एक बूस्ट देगा। अगर राइट इशू लेके आते हैं तो कंपनी की जो है दशा और उससे सुधरेगी और उसका फायदा आने वाले टाइम में शेयर होल्डर को ही मिलेगा। सर, R&D डिपार्टमेंट में मेरा आपसे ये कहना है कि गाड़ियों में जिस तरह के बदलाव आ रहे हैं, 2 व्हीलर से लेके कमर्शियल गाड़ियों तक हर तरह में, जैसे कि 2 व्हीलर के अंदर और गाड़ियों के अंदर बदलाव आ रहे हैं, इसके बारे में आप R&D डिपार्टमेंट में क्या कार्य कर रहे हैं, थोड़ा आप इस बारे में बताइए। और वर्ल्ड जो है इस टाइम चाइना प्रोडक्ट को पीछे धकेल कर इंडियन प्रोडक्ट को पसंद कर रहा है, तो वर्ल्ड से भी किस तरह की हमारी डिमांड आ रही है, आप इस बारे में बताइए ऑर्डर बुक में। और थोड़ा मेरा सर आपसे ये कहना है कि जो ये हमारे प्लांटों में इलेक्ट्रिसिटी बिल के जो हम अफोर्ड कर रहे हैं, उसमें हम सोलर प्लांट लगाकर इलेक्ट्रिसिटी बिल से थोड़ा बच सकते हैं, आप इस बारे में जरूर बताइएगा। सर, CSR एक्टिविटी में जो आप कर रहे हैं वो ठीक है, आगे आने वाले टाइम में जैसे हमारा सामान पैक होकर डिब्बों या किसी चीज में जाता है कार्टन में, तो जो आप नए प्रिंटिंग के ऑर्डर देंगे उनके आप CSR एक्टिविटी के अंदर जो है सोशल डिस्टेंसिंग और मास्क का जो एडवर्टाइजमेंट जरूर करें उन खाली डिब्बों के ऊपर, खाली कार्टन के ऊपर जो नए आप प्रिंटिंग के ऑर्डर दें, तो इस चीज का भरपूर ध्यान रखिएगा। और हमारी कंपनी सारी चीजें अपनी ट्रांसपेरेंटी बताती है हर चीज में। और ये जो इस कोविड के टाइम में हमने ये जो गवर्नमेंट की तरफ से 6 महीने का टाइम मिलता है, हालांकि आगे एक्सटेंड भी हुआ है, ये लास्ट के दिनों में हमने मीटिंग करी है, तो हम चाहेंगे कि आगे हम अपनी बैलेंस शीट 90 दिनों के अंदर बनाकर फर्स्ट क्वार्टर के रिजल्ट के साथ ही AGM को जुलाई के महीने में कर सकें, ऐसा हम सक्षम हो सकें तो ज्यादा अच्छा है। और सर, ये AGM के बारे में मेरा यही कहना है कि भारत अतिथियों का देश है, मेहमान का आना पसंद किया जाता है, तो हमारी कंपनी भी इसमें सक्षम है कि वो AGM को जो पुराने तरीके से कर सके, तो कोई बुराई वाली बात नहीं है। ये घर बैठे हम मीटिंग कर रहे हैं इस प्लेटफॉर्म पर, इसमें सेक्रेटरी डिपार्टमेंट, रजिस्ट्रार और बीच के प्लेटफॉर्म ने जो हमारी मदद की है उसका मैं धन्यवाद करना चाहूंगा। हालांकि इस चीजों में हमें कुछ परेशानियां भी आती हैं कि हमारा मोबाइल चार्ज रहना चाहिए और इलेक्ट्रिसिटी का आना चाहिए पूरा, या कनेक्टिविटी पूरी रहनी चाहिए। और मैं चाहूंगा कि कंपनी हमारे मेहमानबाजी में हमेशा आगे रही है, तो मैं कहना चाहूंगा कि AGM को आप अगर उसी पुराने ढंग से रखेंगे आने वाले टाइम में इस बीमारी के जाने के बाद, तो ज्यादा अच्छा रहेगा। धन्यवाद।
धन्यवाद। आपकी बहुत सारी सजेशन मिली, R&D से लेके कैपिटल एलोकेशन से लेके पावर यूटिलाइजेशन से लेके AGM को ऑर्गेनाइज करने के बहुत अच्छी सलाह दी आपने। कुछ बहुत सारी चीजों में हम काम ऑलरेडी कर रहे हैं, और जो आपने जैसा बताया और भी आगे करते रहेंगे। इम्प्रूवमेंट इज नेवर एंडिंग, कंटिन्यूस प्रयास करते रहना चाहिए बेहतर करने के लिए जो भी हम काम कर रहे हैं, और हमेशा ऐसे ही करते रहेंगे।
Thank you, Manjeet ji. Thank you, sir. Sir, next shareholder is Mr. Mahinder Pal Bhutani, DPID IN 300111811371323. Over to you, Mr. Bhutani. Mr. Bhutani, are you there? Mr. Bhutani, are you there? Connected to the meeting? I think there is some problem in your connection. Okay, sir, we will again give you one small chance to speak. We move to the last shareholder who is connected with the meeting.
Can I speak?
Yes.
Can I speak? Can I speak, sir?
Yes, yes. Please continue.
जी सर। चेयरमैन सर, नमस्कार चेयरमैन सर, thanks for giving me an opportunity. My question is, what is the current financial position of the company and how the company has managed the working capital position during the year, and what step company is taking to strengthen business for increasing the shareholder value, especially achieving the synergic in sales and distribution cost compression. My next question is,
Bhutani ji, your voice is not clear. Your connection is not. Hello, your connection is not good, sir. Sir, we will respond to your queries through email, and now we are moving to next shareholder, sir. Thank you, Bhutani ji. Next shareholder is Mr. Daljit Singh, DPID 12066800000128880. Over to you, Mr. Daljit.
सर थैंक यू वेरी मच। मुझे आज मिंडा कॉर्प की मीटिंग में बोलने का जो समय दिया गया है। कंपनी की 35वीं AGM में मिंडा कॉर्प परिवार का स्वागत है। मिंडा कॉर्प मिंडा ग्रुप की अग्रणी कंपनी है, जिनको की ग्लोबल ऑटोमेटिव इंडस्ट्री में 60 साल का अनुभव है। कंपनी ने अभी इतना अच्छा प्रेजेंटेशन दिया है उसके लिए धन्यवाद। सर, जब हम कोई बिजनेस करते हैं तो लाभ या हानि होना तय होता है। अब की बार कंपनी की बैलेंस शीट में जो एक्सेप्शनल आइटम में 2933 करोड़ का घाटा हुआ है, जिसकी वजह से कंपनी एक बड़ी परेशानी में है। आज सभी को एक साथ कंपनी के साथ खड़े होकर कंपनी को सहारा देना है। हमें आशा ही नहीं, यकीन है कि हमारे सीएमडी सर की पूरी टीम फिर से कंपनी को एक नई ऊंचाई पर ले जाएगी। और इसके साथ ही हमारी जो कंपनी के सेक्रेटरिएट डिपार्टमेंट में मान साहब, उनकी भी तारीफ करनी पड़ेगी। ही इज ए नाइस पर्सन। उन्होंने उनको जब भी किसी प्रॉब्लम की वजह से फोन किया जाता है, वो ईगरली उसको पूरी तरीके से मन लगा के हेल्प करते हैं। थैंक यू वेरी मच।
दलजीत जी, थैंक यू। जो भी हमने डिसीजन लिया, बोर्ड ऑफ डायरेक्टर्स ने मिलके किस तरीके से हमारा आगे फ्यूचर के लिए हमारे जो कैश फ्लो है, कैश फ्लो हम अपना पैसा कहाँ लगाएं जिससे कि हमारी प्रॉफिटेबल ग्रोथ हो, और उसी को मद्देनजर रखते हुए ये डिसीजन लिया गया। और हमें पूरी उम्मीद है कि जो जहां पैसा लगाएं वो हमारे को अच्छा एबिटा और अच्छी आरओसी दे। धन्यवाद दलजीत जी।
Shareholders for giving their valuable inputs. Now I request Mr. R. Lakshman, our Executive Director and Group CFO, to present a vote of thanks to the Chair. Over to you, sir. Lakshman ji.
Yes, thank you, Pradeep. On behalf of the management team of Minda Corporation, I wish to thank our shareholders for gracing this event and for joining through the web. The management of Minda Corporation would like to thank the board of directors for their vision, untiring attention, continuous guidance and foresight. We would also like to thank Messrs. BSR and Company LLP, statutory auditors of the company, Messrs. Sanjay Grover and Associates, the secretarial auditors of the company, and Messrs. Ranjit Pandey and Associates, scrutinizers for this meeting. We thank you for coming and we appreciate your hard work, sincerity, and attention to detail. Thank you very much to everyone for this virtual attendance at the meeting. And as mentioned by some of the shareholders and assured by the chairman, we will try and convert this into the future meetings as more physical as possible to remain connected. With that note, I would like to say thank you to everyone. Over to you, Pradeep.
Thank you, sir. Dear shareholders, now the e-voting will continue for the shareholder to vote for 15 minutes. And now this meeting is concluded. Thank you so much for participating in the meeting. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Ji. Thank you. Thank you very much.